Hi everyone, my name is Brad, vlogging the New Investing Doc. Today's post is going to be a little bit different. Today I'm going to talk about my daughter getting sick and how it made me reevaluate how I want to practice medicine. This is going to be a little bit of a raw post because this recently happened. It's my first kid, and those of you who have kids know anxiety's high. My daughter turns 3 in November. She's currently in daycare. We sent her to daycare, and they called us around 10 a.m. saying that your daughter's not even getting up off the ground, that her belly's hurting so bad, she's screaming, "Come and get her." Thought that was a little bit weird. My wife went to go get her, brought her home, and it had this episodic waxing and waning of getting better, getting worse. About 30 minutes, she'd be in terrible pain, screaming, and then 30 minutes, it would be fine. My wife tried to put her down for a nap, woke up 10 minutes later, screaming in pain. She called me, and I basically said, "Look, go to the ER. There's not much I can do." At this point in time, it's around 1:45, maybe 2 in the afternoon. I instantly tell the rest of my staff and my office manager cancel the rest of the clinic. I gotta go and I gotta deal with some family issues. They were wonderful and they start canceling things absolutely right away. I gotta say, there's one thing that happened next that really changed the way that I'm currently looking at how to practice medicine. As I was gearing up and kind of shutting things down and getting ready to leave, I could hear my next patient who was already here, who I've been seeing for 3 years. And I spent a lot of time with this patient. I mean, sometimes just even spending 30, 45 minutes with them, helping them out with their diabetes and other meds, in a way, bending over backwards to try to help them minimize the likelihood of any bad outcomes going forward. Definitely one that needed more attention than the average patient. This patient was one room over from me, and they said, "I don't give a F about the doctor's life. I'm here and I want to see the doctor." I gotta say, I really try to separate work and home life, but man, hearing that really rocked my world. I started thinking about all the times I came in early for this patient, that I worked through lunch for this patient, that I called them on the weekend to help talk them through how their sugars are too high or too low. And there they were saying they don't give an F about my personal life. Meanwhile, I'm on the phone with my wife and I can hear my daughter screaming in the background about the belly pain. And I'm like, screw it. I'm going to the ER. I'm dealing with my family. My phone is linked to the Google business account. So as I'm driving to the ER, I notice that there's a 1-star review that patient just left me about how bad our clinic is, even though we offered to switch all of these patients to a new provider for that afternoon to accommodate them. And the next patient also left me a 1-star review about how inappropriate and unprofessional leaving and canceling that close to their appointment was. Keep in mind that we told all these patients that I'm having a medical emergency or my family's having a medical emergency. Long story short, we were worried about intussusception. They thought they saw it, then it resolved. Everything's good now. That's not the point of this post. I'm so glad she's doing fine. I really walked away from that day thinking the patients don't value me. I posted online a physician forum in my real name about this event, and there's one comment that really stuck with me. This person said, "You're looking for validation in your patients." And you know what? They were right. I wanted validation that I was bending over backwards to try to make their life better, help them down the road. And they were focused about, of course, they had to take time off of work, they had to be inconvenienced to come into the doctor's office, and they had their own priorities. These bad reviews, I replied to one of them. The person took it down. The other one I replied to, and the person doubled down on it, saying, "I don't care that you had a family emergency. Totally unprofessional, leaving my negative review up." Cool. That's on them. There's something called toxic availability. And I think it's this need that physicians always need to be present, always need to do something with their job. Even after my first kid was born, I was still answering portal messages the next day. I wonder how much of that toxic availability is building up to burnout. But I gotta say, this week and the events with my family really solidified that family comes first, myself comes first, and then my job comes after that. I really care a lot about my patients. I want them all to do very well, but I can't put them before me and my family. I originally had a different post planned for today, but this one really rocked my world and changed how I view about how I'm going to practice medicine going forward. And I'm no longer, I think, going to bend over backwards to say, you know what, you missed your medication refill, you missed your appointment. I'm going to accommodate you and squeeze you in or see you during lunch and actually not eat lunch or stay late and not talk to my family. No, I'm no longer going to accommodate and enable bad behavior. Now, things happen and I will accommodate the one off sad story situation, but I'm no longer going to accommodate bad behavior, no longer going to let patients walk all over me. And I really hope this is a lesson to other docs, even if you don't have kids. Put yourself first, put your family first. And remember, medicine is just a job. Do your best every day. See you guys next week.